Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our admin had to help us with. The translation of that message reads like this. Hello, how are you? You can call me Dineo, not my real name. I am a South African woman and I am aged 38 years old. So I was just like any other mother before I had made it in life. I was someone who loved to go to work. My parents, they used to work on a farm. That was all that I could ever do, and that was the job that I started to do after I had been impregnated by a man who had offered me a job. He took me to his province because he had come to our province whilst they were busy building a road, and then we started dating. This man, I later found out that this is what he does. Wherever he goes to, he leaves babies. When I started staying with him in his province, there came a woman who was also pregnant, who was also looking for this man that I was now staying with. I was heartbroken, and I can say that was the time when I started to hate my own child. Yes, to tell you the truth, it was because of the actions of his father that made me to hate him so much. I was so desperate, and I returned back to the province where I was staying ever since I was still a young child. And when I arrived in the province, my parents, they said the only place where they could help me to get a job was in the farms. So I then started working in the farms as well, but I can say that life was still a little bit difficult. And then when I was working there, I then met another guy who promised me a job. Now I started working in the city, but this man, there was something about him. He was the one who introduced me to this thing of betting and things like that. And after he had introduced me to betting, I fell into that addiction. That was all that I would ever do. That was all that I could ever think about. Whenever I would get my salary, I would go straight to betting. I would make money here and there, but not like each and every day. I would only make money here and there. So I ended up crossing a line that no mother is ever supposed to cross. Today I stand here and I am not proud of the actions that I did. No, I am not proud, and I am a woman who is ashamed of herself, and I am filled with regret. It was in 2019 when things were so bad, really bad, and I was drowning into debt. I had a lot of people that I was owning, and the man that I was staying with, he had also lost his own job, and we were just making ends meet. He was working as a cleaner at a certain school. Every month was a struggle, school fees. And my son, at that time, I could not even have even 200 rand because he was 8 at that time. When we needed new shoes for the school, he said all that was needed were brand new shoes. He did not care about a lot of stuff. I did not even have the money to buy them. It was pain, a pain that I could not even describe. Watching my child suffer, and I cried myself to sleep like each and every night, praying to God for a miracle, but there was no miracle that was ever going to come. And when you are desperate, you can do anything. So whilst we were busy playing our betting games, one day a friend of mine told me that she had met a very powerful Sangoma and she had traveled there. That was why she was winning like this. She said that when she was there, she saw a lot of people that were traveling from across our country that would go to this Sangoma, that were being assisted by this Sangoma so that they can win whenever they were betting. And she said, if you want, we can go together. I have this money that I have won. Me and you, we can go there. Instead of me giving you money each and every time when you are broke, let us just use this money so that you can go and consult with him. So we went and we consulted with him, and when we arrived there, I saw that indeed there were a lot of people, but along the way, I was actually regretting myself because even though I was suffering, but it had never crossed my mind that I might end up consulting with a Sangoma so as to make sure that I can just win some money. And
because of the people that I was owing, that I had borrowed all of this money from, I said, let me just do it. We arrived there, and the Sangoma spoke with me, and he said that he knew that I was in need of this money, and he was going to do whatever that was in his power to make sure that I can have this good luck of winning all of this money. He did not tell me about the consequences. He gave me a very small charm that he said that whenever I would be betting, I had to take that charm and put it on my cookie and put a panty liner on top, because this charm is supposed to be squeezing on my cookie whenever I'll be playing, and this would give me good luck. I thought that was all, and we returned back home, and when we arrived home, my friend taught me how she used to do it, and then I also took that charm, and then I was busy playing on my betting app, and I was winning a lot, and I thought that this was going to be amazing. We were like winning a lot of money, and then that was when my son fell so ill, and I could not understand what was wrong with my son. In the meantime, I had stopped staying with the man that I was staying because I saw him as useless, a man that was just there to enjoy my money that I was winning and the money that I was working hard for, because whenever I had that charm on my cookie, it was painful and itchy, and I was always having this urinary tract infections, and this was the price that you have to pay so that you can keep on winning. I said, that does not even matter. What matters is that I will be winning. When I win the money, I can just go and buy the cream so that I can be okay. So I did not know that there were other hidden agendas and hidden rituals that I needed to perform because of the money that I was winning. It then happened that my son got so sick. So since I was now in communication with this traditional healer, I then spoke with the traditional healer and told the healer that this is what was happening to me. The healer then said to me, I was supposed to quickly return back to Mpumalanga, and along the way, I had to buy a mirror. So I then bought a mirror, and then I placed it in my handbag. This happened when I was now in Mpumalanga. When the taxi stopped, I rushed into this Indian shop, and I asked them if they had a mirror, and they said yes, indeed they had a mirror, and I bought it and I placed it in my handbag. We arrived there, and that healer then told me to give him the mirror. Throughout the night, he had it. In the morning, that was when he gave it back to me, and he said, look into the mirror, for this is your sacrifice. I looked into the mirror, and to my surprise, I saw my son. He was sitting in a wheelchair. His legs were lifeless, and I said, what is going on? That was when the healer told me that for me to keep on enjoying this money, this was what was supposed to happen. For my son was supposed to become a crippled one that uses a wheelchair for the rest of his life. I said, no, I do not want to do this. Please do not make me do this. And he said, no, you are going to win a lot of money if you are able to do this. And I said, but I have won a lot already, and I have started my small business. And he said, that business, it is all because of me. It belongs to me. I can destroy everything if you do not want to do this, because it is all because of me. This wealth was given to you by me, so you have to do what I want. So I ended up agreeing, and then he gave me some needles, and he told me that I was supposed to point the needles at my son's knees so that I can damage him, and that was what happened. My son never recovered. When we took him to the hospital, that was when we were given the information that I already knew. My mom cried so much when we were told that my son was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, but I did not panic. I just pretended, but I knew this was going to happen since I had been told by the healer already. This is my own confession. If you post my story, tell me, is there a way that my son can be cured? The healer, I think that he is lying to me, because I once asked him about this, but he was just beating around the bush. He did not want to answer me. So I think that there is a way that my son can be cured. I am looking for someone who can assist me. I do not want my businesses to crumble to the ground. I still want to be rich, but at the same time, I want my son to be okay. If there is such a person who can assist me, please, they can reach out to you. And if I see them fit, I can speak with them. I do not want people that want to take chances on me because I know a lot. Dear listeners, right there was a translation of a message that one of our admin helped us with. If you have any confession that you want to share with us, please do not hesitate to come to my inbox so that you can leave your story with me. Then I will share it on our platform. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.